Grr, ugh. My face is so fucking round today. It's like so fucking femme. I'm just, what did I do to deserve this? Okay, alright. So, today is Asexual Pride Day. That is day 10 of Pride Month. And, yeah, I'm wishing you a happy Asexual Pride Day. I'm going to talk a little bit about being asexual and how my personality has kind of influenced my sexuality. And so I would say that I'm probably asexual just because I'm an asexual person. But I think that I might have had the capacity to enjoy sex if I wasn't schizoid. I'm not entirely certain. I mean, no one can ever be completely certain about it, but I think that's the case. So being schizoid, it kind of puts a sheen over all of the things in your life of just blah. Like where I think everything is just dull. Like the world is literally dulled. So I just I don't feel it. Like I just don't enjoy it. I'm really ambivalent to sex. Sometimes I'm repulsed. Sometimes I'm like, no thank you. No. But most of the time it's just like I've said before, it's like a chore. It's like washing the dishes. And I mean, I don't really like washing dishes, so I mean, it has to get done, but I don't particularly enjoy it. And it makes things with my partner tense, to say the least, because he feels that I am not attracted to him. And I mean, in some ways, I'm not. But I do very much enjoy his company, and um, he makes me laugh. And it wasn't always that way. It took a very long time for me to become as comfortable as I am right now around him. I would leave, like I would just leave the house and not tell anyone where I was going and just go. And I just did not give a fuck. Because I needed to be alone. And no one was leaving me alone. And so I just felt like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking leave because fuck Carlos. I hate this dog so much. Carlos, shut up! Alright. So I had to wait for that little asshole to start barking. He might start barking again because that truck is still out there. But, more about asexuality and schizoid. And a lot of definitions of schizoid, when they're talking about sex, schizoids are kind of described as people with very low sex drives and no real interest in sex. And that's because sex is very, very fucking intimate. Like, ooh. And, I mean, intimacy doesn't I just don't get intimacy. It's not that it makes me like supremely uncomfortable. It's like wearing a shoe that's too small, um, and trying to squeeze your foot into it. It's just, why do it if you don't have to? And so, sex, I just never get into it where I'll just like I have so many experiences where I remember I was just staring at the ceiling, like thinking about that ramen that I had the other day or thinking about K-pop or something. Like it's not even like I kind of check out because it's a weird experience and I mean it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt me to be in it, but I'd rather not be in it, if that makes sense. Like I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it's just so stale. It's so boring. Like it's like being at the DMV. You just kind of check out. But yeah, sex is interesting, and especially in reference to my personality, it's interesting. Um, Other ways that schizoid is described with sex is being, you know, almost hypersexual, where a schizoid person just has a whole lot of sex all the time. And I think that's because of the numbness of schizoid, where you just don't really feel much of anything. And so doing things that elicit an intense response, like an intense physical response in your body, it's it's kind of it's kind of interesting. It kind of I don't know, it adds something to the humdrum mediocrity of life. I'm not entirely certain how that works for some people, uh, you know, having a lot of sex, because I'm not interested in having a lot of sex, but I would think that it's the physical experience that schizoids that are not asexual enjoy, or schizoids not even asexual, because an asexual person can have a whole lot of sex and not be attracted to people. So um, schizoids that are interested in having sex. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. I'm not entirely certain how any of this shit works, to be honest, but I can tell you how the things that I experience work, at least from my perspective, and at least, you know, as far as my understanding goes. So yeah, that's about me and my sexuality and how I experience sex and all that stuff. I'll talk to you guys later.